Hello and welcome back to Space Engineers. In today's video, we're looking at another remote control drone, which is well a giant bee. So this thing is called the honeybee, where if you were to say make some giant spiders, make some giant ants, maybe a few red ants, you could have yourself a game of Earth Defense Force in Space Engineers. But yes, all this is a remote control drone which you can sit on the back of, fly around and well go and do what you need to do. It's got a few little fun interactions with it, such as the mandibles at the front can open and close. And well, you've got plenty of places where you can upgrade this with guns if you wanted to, and you can always slap on the AI controlled block if you want to have a little companion just fly along and well, shoot some enemies for you. So press the F10 and find this in the spawn menu. The honeybee is 363 small blocks, using the heavy industry, Sparks of the Future and Wasteland DLC packs. We've got a tiny bit of information about it on the Steam Workshop page, but they're generally just bee jokes, so give this a thumbs up, move around towards the very front, have a quick look around the outside, we'll test out for a bit, and I think that'll be that. So at the very front for the honeybee, this is what we get. So right at the very front we can see two hinges, which is going to act as our little jaw that will open and close with a click of a button. Behind this jaw is a ejector connector, so you can always use that to dock this thing up, or of course eject anything out you got stored inside. Move around onto the side, we've got some lovely glass panels acting as his eyes. Then as you can see on the side, we've got even more hinges come all the way down to the magnetic plates that act as our little legs. All the way up to here, we've got ourselves a rotor onto a hinge that acts as our wings. Then we can see a couple of atmospheric thrusters, which is the only form of thrusters that appear on this ship. Then going towards the back, we've got another hinge to come back to our rear. And all around towards the very back, instead of a little stinger, what we've got an exhaust block, which we can shoot out smoke with a click of a button. Moving all the way up and looking down this thing, there we go, that's all we can see at the bottom there. There's the hinge connector up, there's a couple more atmospheric thrusters, here's how our wings will be done, and it's just a bunch of window blocks. Then all the way towards the front, there's a column with a camera on top, there's another atmospheric thruster, there's another hinge for the head to move up and down, and there is the very front. Moving all the way down underneath this thing, past the head, there we go, there's our legs and how that's all been set up. There's a few more atmospheric thrusters to keep us off the ground, and there is the very back, the honeybee. And there we go, that's a brief look around the outside of the bee. It looks bloody fantastic with how it's all been set up. From a distance, the way it's been set up, it makes it look incredibly detailed, and it's very well thought out with the blocks used in order to give it that great shape, despite using, well, very blocky blocks. But now what I can do is just grab hold of my character. For the moment, what we're going to do is fly all the way up and sit on his back. There is no cockpit to get into, so we need to get into a place where the character won't fall off. Then third person view, just going to dump him all the way down to here. That should do quite nicely. Then we're going to come into the eye menu, come into remote access, and then take control of it. We're instantly put into the camera, where all we can do is zoom forwards and go backwards. But we're going to come out of the camera, then into third person view like so. And it's time to bring up the HUD. So pressing number 1, that's going to put us into flight mode, and then back into landing mode, where all it will do is undo the magnetic plates, tuck the legs all the way around, then we're ready to fly away. We'll also put the camera like so, do it one more time. There we go, the legs open up, and the magnetic plates activate. Doing it again, we tuck up all nicely. So now it's time to put on the atmospheric thrusters, pull this thing all the way up off the ground. There we go, that should do quite nicely. And we are now ready to fly this thing around. But we do have a few more controls to go through, which is going to be for our wings to start and stop. So pressing number 2, our wings will start to flap very slowly. There we go, that's all it does. And it's just a normal thing to have. Number 3 is going to be to stop it. Number 4 is going to be for our head to tilt it forwards and backwards. So with a free camera all the way up to it, pressing 4. There we go, it goes down, it goes up. And then number 5 is going to be to open our jaw. So now we can nom onto stuff and well reveal that connector inside. Moving all the way around towards the very back of this thing, pressing number 6, that's for our ejector and the bag. We will shoot out a bit of smoky electric. And well, that is about it for that. Number 7 for our atmospheric thrusters to turn that on and off, which will cut the power completely. And it should be able to recover off that. For the moment, just hop out of this, try and get away from the bee, spawn a brand new one, and we'll fly it around. And there we go. And now we can sort of, very awkwardly, fly this thing around. It is quite odd because we're using the character to view the camera. But as you can see, we are fairly fast. We're not the fastest thing at the end of the day, but it's perfectly fine for a drone. Go to and from one location, scout if it's safe, scout all patches, or do whatever with it. We are maxing out on power, which is a little bit of an issue, so we will slowly come down to the ground, but it's generally fine at the end of the day if you are playing carefully. Coming to a stop, that's what we get. We are exceptionally slow with that. It's going to take quite some time to do. And we are, like I said just a second ago, slowly coming down to the ground, so we need to be a little bit careful with that. Moving left. And moving right feels quite fast actually compared to moving backwards. And moving up, there we go, nice bit of speed with that. Then moving all the way down, nice little speed, but that's going to be helped by gravity. And as for gyroscope controls, it can be a little awkward with third-person camera. Oh god, I made him do a front flip. And now, well, I had to spawn in a brand new one. So what I've done quickly is just slapped on the cockpit onto the front there. Makes it look very odd, but it's a hell of a lot more controllable. But as I was saying about the gyroscope controls, we do have a tiny hint away in there, but it is very, very flicky and very easy to lose control of it when you're flying it around. As for that, it's a very nice little drone to use in your world. Very easy to upgrade with weapons if you want to use it as a combat drone, and plenty of places around it for you to put the AI blocks onto it if you do want to have a companion to follow you around on your adventure. So there'll be a link to it in the description below if you wish to download and play around with it yourself. Highly recommend you do. I'll be back with another video at some point soon. Bye bye.